Good morning, students. Our today's topic, decentralization. Decentralization means when the power is taken from central and state government and given to the local self-government, it is called decentralization. When power is taken from central and state government and given to the local self-government, it is known as decentralization. Local self-government, common example, Panchayati Raj system, in urban areas, municipal corporations, etc. So these are the example of local self-government. Now, why decentralization is important? Yeah, what are the advantages of decentralization? The first, there are large number of problems which the local people knows what are the problem in their area, and they have a better solution for those problems. They have better idea how the resources can be arranged and how this problem can be solved. So the first is large number of problem can be best settled at local level. So this is the first advantage. Second, it inculcates the habit of democratic participation. Democratic participation, that means more and more people involved in democracy, that is in voting also as well as in decision making. That means suppose if we see number of member of parliament, less than 550 member are there in Lok Sabha, around 250 member in Rajya Sabha. But so that means the overall in India, not even 800 people are there in the parliament at the national level. But if we see the local self-government, there are 36 lakh people who are elected, who are directly involved in the decision-making process. So, decentralization help in developing the habit of democratic participation. Clear? Next is women participation also increases. Uh, like we are continuously hearing that there is a bill pending in parliament for women reservation. One third seat should be reserved for women. For a long time, more than a decade, it is pending. But in local self-government, Panchayati Raj system, one third seats are reserved for women. So women participation increases in decentralization. Women empowerment, we can say. So women empowerment can also be one point. Clear? Next, it reduces the burden on the central and state government. That means now central government can take up those things which are of national importance. The state government can do important things related to agriculture, irrigation, etc. The local problem, that is construction of roads in the village or town, maintenance of buildings, water supply, sanitation, these things can be taken by the local self-government. So these are all the advantages of decentralization. Clear? Now our next topic is, there were Panchayati Raj system, municipal corporation in India, but till 1992 these bodies were not very effective, not very powerful. In 1992, 73rd amendment in constitution was made to make the Panchayati Raj system more powerful, more effective. Now, there can be two ways in which questions can be framed. What were the problems faced by Panchayati Raj system till 1992? So, these points you can mention. Or, why 73rd amendment was required? Because of these problems, 73rd amendment was necessary, and after in 73rd amendment these changes were done. Now coming to the first point, till 1992 panchayats were there, but regular elections were not held. That means after every 5 years, it was not necessary that elections will be held. It can take 6 years, 7 years. So there were certain problems. Now it was constitutionally mandatory. Mandatory means compulsory to hold regular election after every 5 years. It was constitutionally mandatory to hold elections after every 5 years. So this was the change. Next is, their reservation was not given to scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC. Now the reserved seats were there for SC, ST, OBC. Next is women participation was less. In this, you can even mention like women participation was less till 1992. So, after that, one third of the seats were reserved for women. Now, it was compulsory that one third of the seats will be for reserved for women. So, automatically the women participation increased. Next, there were frequently problem that elections are not held in a free and fair manner. There are problems of different kind of malpractices were there. So now State Election Commission was set up, created for free and fair election in panchayats. This is different. Ninth class we have read about Election Commission of India. This is State Election Commission, and it was having responsibility to conduct free and fair election in panchayats, local self government. And last point, lack of revenue and power resources. They were not having resources. Panchayats were there, but they were not having money, funds. So this was also a common problem faced that time. Now, the state has to share some revenue and power with the panchayats. It was made compulsory, but still, it is not uniform that all the states have given equal power to the panchayat. It can vary from state to state, but still, now panchayats are having sources, their own sources of revenue, and they are having their own powers. Clear? The local self-government in the rural area is popularly known as Panchayati Raj. Panchayati Raj has three levels. At the top level, that is at the district level, there is Jilla Parishad. Jilla Parishad, that means in Jilla word means district. That means in each district there will be one Jilla Parishad. Then there will be Block Samiti or Mandal Samiti or Panchayat Samiti. These are the three different names. And the third level is Gram Panchayat. Now, starting from the lowest level, first of all we will read about Gram Panchayat. Gram Panchayat, in each village or cluster of few villages, it can be 2-3 villages, there will be one Gram Panchayat. That means it is at the lowest level, the third tier of the Panchayati Raj system. In each village there will be Gram Panchayat. Then we can say at the town level, to understand it will be easy. This is at the district level, this is at the town level, and this is at the village level. So, few Gram Panchayats, they come together and they form one Block Samiti. In some state it is known as Block Samiti, in some state Mandal, in Rajasthan etc. it is known as Panchayat Samiti. So there will be one Panchayat Samiti above few Gram Panchayats. Here also there is in the same manner, here also that there will be Gram Panchayat, and on few Gram Panchayat there will be one Panchayat Samiti or Block Samiti or Mandal Samiti. In different states name can be different. And few Gram Panchayat, they come together, and at the district level there will be one Zilla Parishad. This is at the topmost level. Now I have made few boxes here below the Gram Panchayat. These are known as Gram Sabha. Gram Sabha simply means all the voters of the village. All the voters of the village makes Gram Sabha, and the meeting of Gram Sabha should be held regularly. They will only see the annual budget of the Gram Panchayat. They will supervise the working, whether the Gram Panchayat is working properly or not. All these things will be done by Gram Sabha. So Gram Sabha is at the grassroots level. All the voters of the village are the member of Gram Sabha, and they will see check the working of Gram Panchayat, whether the Gram Panchayat is working properly or not, what all work they should do, and what will be the budget, etc., whether the money is spent in the right way, etc. All these things will be seen by Gram Sabha. So Gram Sabha is having enormous power to control Gram Panchayat. Gram Panchayat is headed by Sarpanch. Sarpanch is the chairperson of Gram Panchayat. head is sarpanch and he is supported by ward members. Ward member. So sarpanch supported by ward member, all these are directly elected by the people and they form the gram panchayat, controlled by gram sabha. Then at the tehsil level, we can say at town level there is panchayat samiti. Generally in Rajasthan, the head is known as pradhan. And there are other members. Here also there are ward members. And at the top level, Jilla Parishad, headed by Jilla Pramukh. That is, Jilla Pramukh is the chairperson. Then there are ward members. Here also. Local MP. That is member of parliament, and local MLAs are also the member. They can attend the meeting, etc. of Jilla Parishad. So chairperson, ward member, that means most of the members are indirectly elected by the people, known as ward member of the Jilla Parishad. Then local MP and local MLAs, they all are the part of Jilla Parishad. They can attend the meeting, etc. In urban areas, it is municipalities. In all the towns, municipalities is there in all the towns, and in large cities, municipal corporation. Municipal corporation is there in the large towns or cities, which is popularly known as Nagar Nigam. This is Nagar Parishad. And municipal corporation head या chairperson is known as mayor. Mayor is the chairperson of municipal corporation. So this is the local self-government of urban areas. And rural area, it is Panchayati Raj system. This local self-government concept is a unique in India. 36 lakh representatives are there, 1/3 women representation, that means around 12 lakh women are participating in the decision making. But still there are certain problems in all this. Although it appears like it was very good system, and it is good system, there is no second thought, but still need to be improved. The first major problem is Gram Sabha meeting is not held regularly. On regular basis, the meeting of Gram Sabha is not held. This is one big problem. Some states, they are not sharing proper resources with Panchayat. They are not giving them revenue, proper revenue, power, etc. This is another problem associated. So, if these things are improved, then the Panchayati Raj system will be far more better. Clear?